What's up, YouTube? What's happening? What's happening? How you doing? This video gonna be a battle of the six mans. This is a good one that I got today. I was asked Lamar Odom versus Michael Cooper. Who would I take? Now they both were six men and they both helped the Lakers respectively win chips, and they both were interesting players. Michael Cooper's defense was amazing. He had crazy hops. He could shoot the three ball. He would be interesting if he played today. I think that and Larry Bird called him the best defender he ever went against. So that's a heck of a compliment because no one could stop Larry Bird. So that's a heck of a compliment. Um, and he was very integral in those games and those. He came up big. He got his number retired by the Lakers. He was huge. He was big time. I mean, when you look at what Coop was doing, nowadays he probably be pushed into a starting lineup. But back then, when the Lakers were so deep, they were like 7, 8 deep. So it'd be hard to, when you bring him in. But just saying at the time, um, huge on Coop, huge on Coop, huge on Coop. Like Coop, what he did, the Cooper Loop. He was a bad dude. He had spring. He could definitely get it done. Hostile environments. He was the truth. And so it's an interesting case to be made with him. On the other end is Lamar Odom. Now, Lamar Odom was actually a starter. He actually was known as the goods. I remember Kennedy Jet Smith calling him in New York. He could do it all. He was almost like he was almost seen like a Magic Johnson, though a double junior Whopper type. Let's not get it twisted, because Penny Hardaway is more closer to Magic than Lamar was in terms of what the trajectory of the skill set. But Lamar was nice with it. He had handles. He could go inside out. He could rotate. He could play all position. He played all positions. So it was kind of like a Magic meets Scottie Pippen type. And actually, as a sidekick, to an alpha when he played with Kobe. The problem was is that the Jordan Pippen thing didn't translate with Kobe. And sometimes when I talk about where I rank Kobe Bryant when I get into discussions, you couldn't just put him with anybody because he was best when he had a low post dominant figure. But him on the perimeter with a sidekick just did never cut it. They needed to have that person as a third or so option. So this is one of the things. Where it got into Lamar is that Lamar was very integral in what he could do off the bench and the things that he brought. It's just that he was a settler. And this is a guy that should have been probably more of a starter, but played his role. But then it's kind of confusing in some ways with how that goes. So we get into the question of who of the two moved me the more as a six man. And that's a pretty good question, because then I got to kind of think about where do I go with this and so on and so forth. Um, Realistically, if I had to pick out the two, I'd have to say Michael Cooper. I'd have to say Coop, because Coop's styling worked really well. And besides, he wasn't coming in to necessarily he could start some, but he wasn't going in to, whereas Lamar had a chance to have the better career of the two. So this is the question about the six man who moved me more. I'm gonna say it was Coop, because Coop, again, against your best. Lamar was an integral part of what the Lakers did, but it was also very blurry because it's like, well, you're kind of a starter, you kind of, you're kind of over the place. Whereas with Michael Cooper, there was no questions asked. I already knew. I felt that he had possessed that kind of skill set, and I didn't think there was anything else that would have offset that. So I'd have to say uh, it had to be Cooper. But it's a good debate though, because they both were integral parts during the Lakers winning rings during their respective eras. So let me know who you think was the better six man out of Lamar Odom and Michael Cooper. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like, and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm on peace.